Hello, students. Today we will read a classic tale, How the Camel Got His Hump, by Rudyard Kipling. Rudyard Kipling, the author, was born on 30th December 1865 and died on 18th January 1936. He was an English journalist, short story writer, poet, and novelist. He was born in India, in Mumbai, and educated in England. He is known for one of the celebrated books for children, that is, The Jungle Book. It was written in 1894. He got Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. What the story is? This is a very interesting and humorous story, and the theme of the story is hard work. It is about the importance of hard work, and also about the consequences, results of wasting time. It tells us what happens when we waste the time, how are we punished. And it is also about the benefits of doing one's share of work seriously. So, all these points will be encompassed here in this story. So, what the story is actually, the story sets in a desert in the past. It is ancient time, and it is on the desert that everything is taking place. All the animals were working for humans. Initially, it happened that animals started to work for humans, but the camel didn't do any work. But there was an animal, camel, who did not do the work. The rest of the animals would do the work. The camel lived alone and ate thorns because he did not want to work. That's why he would eat thorns only in the desert. The horse, the dog, and the ox, most of the animals, about all the animals, suggested him to do work. But he insulted all of them and said only hump. This is the word of insult that he would say. So all the animals would go to the man, and the man was their master, but no action was taken. Man did not take any action. He just said them to compensate for the work of camel. So the three had to compensate for the work of camel. And then the animals decided to bring a panchayat. So a panchayat was brought under the jinn. Who was the head of the panchayat? It was a jinn. And the jinn punished him. So we will read in the story the habit of that camel. How did he react? How did he misbehave with others? And how did the jinn punish him? So let us read the story, How the Camel Got His Hump. Hump is the raised part on the back of the camel. The world had just begun. It is the beginning of the world. And the animals were working for humans. There was one lazy, idle animal, and who was that? It was a camel that did nothing and said nothing but except hump. The animal would do nothing, he only said hump. Even the clever jinn was at his wits' end, confused. He was also confused how to deal with that animal, with camel. In the beginning, when the world was newly created, and the animals were just beginning to work for man, there was a camel, and he lived in the middle of the howling desert. So where would he live? In the howling desert, howling, making loud cry, loud sound, because he did not want to work. So, where would the camel live? In the howling desert. And why would he live there? Because he did not want to work. So, what would he do? He had sticks and thorns and prickles. Prickles also thorny bushes or thorns are there. And when anybody spoke to him, he said hump. And when anybody wanted to suggest him anything, give him good advice, he did not say anything except hump. Just hump and no more. He would say only hump, and he did not say anything except hump. Presently, the horse came. Immediately, or after some time, the horse came to him on Monday morning. It was Monday morning, and a horse came to him with a saddle on his back. Saddle, a seat onto the back of the horse, and said, Camel, O camel, come out and trot like the rest of us. And trot is the gait, is the way a horse walks. A medium pace like the rest of us. So, what the horse suggested the camel, he suggested that the camel should work like all of them. Hump, said the camel, because it is the only word that camel knew. Hump. And he said, humped horse. Went away, and the horse went away and told the man. And horse went to the man. Man was their master, and he told everything. Presently, the dog came to him, and then it was the turn of dog. The dog went to him with a stick in his mouth and said, Camel, O camel, come and fetch and carry like the rest of us. Fetch, bring things. Go and bring things and carry the things and take the things here and there like the rest of us, like the rest of the animals. So it was the turn of dog. Dog also suggested camel to work like them. But camel had the same reply. What it was? It was hump. Said the camel, and the dog went away and told the man. Presently the ox. Now it was the turn of an ox. The ox came to him with a yoke on his neck. And what a yoke is, it is a wooden structure placed across the neck of animals. And said, Camel, camel, come and plow. Till the field, work on the field like the rest of us. Hump, said the camel, and the camel had the same reply to the ox as well. And the ox went away and told the man. At the end of the day, it was Monday, we know. At the end of the day, the man called the horse and the dog and the ox together and said, Three or three, I'm very sorry for you. Very sorry for you. I'm very sad. But that hump thing in the desert can't work. So the man was also helpless. What did he say to those animals? That the man could not do anything for that creature who did not do any work. That hump thing. It was a hump thing. Why the camel is called hump thing? Because he would only say hump. Or he would have been here by now. The man was also helpless because when he called all the animals, the camel did not come. So I'm going to leave him alone. So the man is not going to say anything to camel. And you must work double time to make four. Make four to compensate for the work of camels. So now the other animals would have to do the work of the camel as well. That made the three very angry. So all the animals were very angry by this thing. And they held a panchayat on the edge of the desert, and then they decided to bring a panchayat there at the edge of the desert. And the camel came chewing cud and laughed at them. Then he said, Hump, and went away again. So, what happened in that panchayat at the edge of the desert, though the camel came there, he was chewing the cud. Chewing the cud. Cud is the half digested food that the animal would bring to its mouth from the stomach and continue to chew it. So, he was chewing cud and he was laughing at them as well. Laughing at them, the camel was laughing all of them. Why? Because everyone was worried about camel. He was not doing. Everyone was suggesting him to do something, and he just disobeyed them all. Then he said, hump, and he again said hump, and went away. So he insulted everyone there. Presently there came along the jinn. And then the jinn comes here. Jinn, everyone know, it is a supernatural element who can take any form, a fictitious character it is, who was in charge of all deserts. So who was in charge of all deserts? It was a jinn, the in charge of all deserts. And how did it came? It came rolling in the cloud of dust. The jinn came rolling in the cloud of dust. So now everyone was there, and the jinn also came. So it is the turn of all those animals to say something to the jinn. Jinn of all deserts, said the horse, is it right for anyone to be idle? So the horse asked if it is good for anyone rich in this world to be idle, lazy. Certainly not, said the jinn. Jinn said, no, it is not a good thing to be idle, to be lazy. Well, said the horse, there's a thing in the middle of your desert with a long neck and long legs, and he hasn't done a stroke of work since Monday morning. He won't trot. So, because the horses would trot, so what was the complaint of the horse? The horse's complaint was that an animal is there in desert that doesn't do any work, the animal does not trot. View. The Din sat in disgust. He was not happy. He said in disgust, he exclaimed in disgust, said the jinn whistling, or in a very low tone, he said, that's my camel. What does he say about it? So, what does the camel say about not working? He says, hump, and he won't plow, said the ox. And the ox said that because the work of ox is plowing. So, the ox said that he even did not plow, and he said only hump. Very good, said the jinn. I'll hump him if you will kindly wait a minute. I will hump him. The jinn wants to say that he is going to teach the camel a lesson if he is not going to follow the rule of the desert. The jinn rolled himself up in his dust cloak. Cloak means a gown, a dress, because the jinn came surrounded by rolling dust, so he went back and took a walk across the desert. And then he started to walk across the desert and found the camel looking at the own reflection in a pool of water. And what did he see? What did the jinn see at a water spot? That the camel was looking at his own reflection image. He was looking on his own image. My friend, said the jinn, what's this I hear? Are we doing no work? So the jinn complained the camel that he was not doing work, and everyone is complaining of the camel. The jinn sat down with his chin in his hand while the camel looked at his own reflection in the pool of water. When he was looking to his own reflection, the jinn was standing there. He was looking to the camel there, enjoying his beauty. The camel was enjoying his beauty. He ignored the jinn. The jinn sat down. You have given the three extra work ever since Monday morning, all on account of your idleness, said the jinn. And he went on thinking with his chin in his hand. You have given the three extra work ever since. So ever since Monday, because three animals came to camel, and the camel was assigned the works by all those animals, the work of trotting, the work of plowing, and fetching things here and there, uh, all on account of your idleness. And what happened? Because of his idleness, he was unable to do the work, said the jinn. And as the camel was not replying, the jinn was thinking what is to do with the camel. Jinn thought about camel that he had been given three extra work since morning, and because of the idleness of the camel, he did not do any work. And now the jinn is thinking of punishing the camel. Hump, said the camel. The camel did not say anything. The camel said only hump. I shouldn't say that again if I were you, said the jinn. You might say it once too often. I want you to work. So now the jinn told to the camel in a very harsh tone. Now he was really angry, and what did he say? That the jinn would not or should not say that thing. That thing, say hump again. If I were you, if I were you, if I were in place of you, if I were in place of you, and the jinn would be in front of me, I would not have said this. Said the jinn. You might say it once too often, and this word had been told very often by you to everyone. Camel would say the same thing. I want you to work. And then he strictly said the camel to do work. And the camel said hump. The camel had only one word to say, hump again. But no sooner, as soon as he had said this word, then he saw his back that he was so proud of, puffing up into a great big hump. So as soon as he said this word, as soon as he said hump, then he noticed that his back, that he was so proud of. He was very proud of his flat back and very smooth back. That's why he was looking at his reflection there in the pond, puffing up. And now what happened? The back started to puff up, started to raise, started to swell up and puffing up into a great big hump. And now there was a big hump onto the back of the camel. This was the punishment. And what did he ask the camel? If he could see his hump at the back of the camel, that's your very own hump. This is his very own hump. This is the reaction of his saying the word hump that you have brought upon your very self by not working. So this hump has been brought upon the camel by your own self, means by the camel himself. And why is the hump there? Because he did not work. Today is Thursday. Now it was Thursday that day, and you have done no work since Monday when the work began. So the work started from Monday, and he had not done any work since that day. And it was Thursday. Now you are going to work, and now the camel had to work. So this was the warning by the jinn. How can I, said the camel, with this hump on my back? Because now the camel is very sad. He asked the jinn how could he work when there was a big raised part on his back. He could not work with that. That has a purpose. It has a purpose. It has value in that. It has its own importance, said the jinn. All because you missed those 3 days. You will be able to work now for 3 days without eating because you can live on your hump. And don't you ever say, I never did anything for you. Come out of the desert and go to the tree and behave. And what did the jinn say? He told him the importance of that hump. He told that he could live without food, he could live without water with the help of this hump. So, because he did not do work for 3 days, so for 3 days he could live without eating. And this hump, because of this hump, he would live. The jinn told him that he did not do him any wrong, and the camel should not think that the jinn was a wrong one, and he did not do anything for the camel, because it was an extra advantage for the camel. And go to the tree. And the jinn told him, advised him to go to the rest of the animals, and he should behave himself. And the camel went away to join the three. The camel went away there to join the three animals, and from that day to this, the camel always wears a hump. We call it hump now, not to hurt his feelings. But he has never yet caught up 3 days that he missed. at the beginning of the world, and he has never yet learned how to behave. So, the camel has still not made up with the loss of those 3 days. He did not work for 3 days, and that's why there was a hump there onto his back, and he could not catch up with those days. He could not match the work with those days. So he could not do enough work so that he could compensate for those 3 days, and his hump would be removed from his back. He missed all at the beginning of the world, and he missed those 3 days at the beginning of the creation. That's why he could not catch up with that. He could not compensate the work for all those 3 days. And he has never yet learned how to behave. And still, he did not learn how to behave with others. So, this was really very good story, interesting and humorous one. It also teaches a lot of things to us. It gives us a moral also. So, what does the story tell us? It tells us that no work is smaller and greater. Everyone's share of work is necessary to run a society. If we want to run a society, everyone's share of work is necessary, because if the camel did his work, all the other animals would not have to do work, extra work. So, in order to compensate for the work of camel, they had to do extra work, and that made all the animals angry. People do not like the person who does not do any work. That's why the camel was not liked by other creature. That's why he was punished. By doing work only we can remain happy and healthy. We can remain happy and healthy when we will do work. By being lazy, we cannot achieve anything. By being lazy, we can only be punished as the camel was. Hard work is the key to happy and a successful life, and this is a known fact that hard work is the key to success. Overall, we can say that the chapter was a nice one. It is a moral story, and we have learnt a lot in that story. The aim of the author was to make us known the importance of work, and he was successful in that. So I hope you have understood the chapter well. So thank you till my next video. Bye.